Yo, what's up, guys? It's Nessie, and today I have this game that I played on Duelingbook. I think I'm going to do a couple of these, or a lot of these. I actually don't know what I'm going to call the series. It's not like a Road to 1000 because I don't think I'm actually going to play until 1000. But I do want to play a lot of games and just kind of go over the meta, the format, and the interactions you might see on Dueling Book Ladder, and I'll probably get some remote duels in here too. So to start off, it's a game between me on Tri-Zoo and my opponent who's on Altergeist. So I think I actually lose a die roll here. I do. And he's going to go standby main. And he's going to start his turn just with set 2. So right here at this juncture, I'm just kind of trying to think of like what decks in the format would just set 2 pass. And right off the bat, I'm thinking maybe it's a mirror match. Maybe he's also on some sort of try deck, and he just has like an awkward hand of like, I don't know, 2 traps, a spell, and like 2 Kuraz. I'm also low rated on DB, so he could just be on some weird jank. But at this juncture, I'm not sure. So I draw for turn. I draw Kuraz, and I kind of just decide to go through the normal Tri-Brigade line just to see what I can get out of him. So I go Fractal Effect, send from hand, to send from deck to grave. He says okay. So I go straight into Nerval. And usually when I do this line, I always go straight into Nerval. I think people are a lot more willing to let Nerval resolve if you go straight into it rather than go kit into Nerval. Because I think a lot of time they think that if you go straight into Nerval, your hand's stacked and you're going to play through whatever hand trap they have anyway, so they'll just save it for something else. In this case, it actually doesn't matter because my hand I already had Kuraz kit in my hand. This hand's actually kind of good. But either way, it works out. So I go Nerval Effect. He says K. I grab another Fractal. I go Normal Summon Kit and then Activate Effect. He goes and I banished it for costs. He's thinking. Then he's going to Veiler the Kit, which is okay to me because I actually have the extender. First, I'm going to link off into Kit for Almaraz just to get that the name engraved. Get 2 engraved for the follow-up. Then I'm going to Kuraz pitching Fractal. So here, he's going to flip Rivalry. And at this point, I still don't really piece together what I'm playing against. But it'll be pretty apparent soon. So I go, okay, Kuraz is actually not going to resolve. I believe it. No, actually, I believe it resolves with no effect. I believe is the ruling on that. So I can't summon it because I control the Almirage, which is a Cybers. So I go ahead and set all my traps. I set the Imperial Order, the Strike, and then I set the Impermanence in the Rivalry column. Just expecting to, since I don't know what I'm against, but it seems like some sort of still control deck, so I assume this Impermanence is going to last long enough to make it to my turn so I can play again. So I pass turn to him, and then he's going to flip this Altergeist Protocol. So then everything kind of comes together. I realize what he's on. He reveals the Multi-Faker, which he actually had in hand, but he held. I'm actually not sure why he held it. I guess he kind of, honestly, it kind of makes sense on why he holds it, because once he already saw pretty much all the other names by the time I activated Kuraz and pitched that Fractal. So there was nothing else for me to really go through, and I already normal summoned. So he knew he could probably wait till end phase, which is fine. So he goes Multi-Figure Effect, which I have no response to. Summons Meluseek, actually does not go for Silk. He probably knows that, I'm assuming he's probably played this matchup before, and he knows that with 3 back row set, and he knows that the Kuraz in hand, he's going to need more advantage in order to kind of outpace me. So he's going to go main phase, and he's going to go straight to battle phase and attack direct with the Meluseek. I go I'm thinking of actually imperming this, but as I think about it, I know that's kind of like a really bad play. It's probably better to just take the chance on him hitting the wrong set card, which I believe. So yeah, I have to go through. I take the 500, and he does choose the incorrect set card. If he had the correct read, he probably should have went for this one, expecting it to be imperm. Because normally, if your opponent is kind of heads up, you wouldn't summon, or you wouldn't set a card in the same column as something that's already active to play around, I guess, Mech Knights. That's just like a general rule. So he probably should have went for this card, in hindsight. But main phase 2, he's going to think. He's going to set one more card and then just pass it on to me. So for turn, I draw Thoroughblade, and which is pretty good. So to start my turn, I think I have no choice but to kind of just like blind activate this impermanence on one of these two monsters. I probably could have gone Thoroughblade first and then impermanence, but I don't know what that really would have accomplished. Oh no, actually, I remember now. I had this Almirage up, so I had to do this first. I had no other choice. So that's going to resolve. He has no response. So I'm going to think. I'm going to normal summon this Thoroughblade. He's going to think again. He's eventually going to let that go through. I go into Borbo, and I'm really trying to think of what this set card is, because he's thinking a lot. And just to oh wait, I probably shouldn't have done that. But okay, now you know it's an Altergeist protocol, so it's dead. He's pretty much just saying, okay, think. Unless this is like some hand trap that actually stops it, which we now know it's effect failure. He's just saying I think as a bluff, to make me overthink going into like a format Zeus, which he actually has no way to really stop. So I just go direct. He takes 16, main phase 2. I'm gonna go Tiger Mortar. He's gonna think again, say okay. Shotgun 9, think okay, and then I'm gonna go into Zeus. So I had a decision here to on the end of the main phase to just Zeus now, but I'm glad I didn't in hindsight because of this Veiler. So I actually did not plan to play around Veiler, but I did incidentally do it because I don't think I would have beaten. No, I guess I would have either way. I would have beaten Protocol and this because I could have just chained Zeus twice. But I still think it was good because it takes away this one negate, so it lets my Zeus kind of have one free activation. So he's gonna think of the end of main phase 2. He's just gonna say okay. The rivalry is gonna turn on, and then I'm gonna get rid of that Almirage. He's going to start with the Pot of Extravagances. He's going to top deck the Pot of Extravagances. Is pretty good. He's going to banish 6. Draw 2. And then he's going to enter his battle phase. I say, yeah, that's good. And then on attack deck, I'm going to activate the Zeus. He's going to respond with Proto. And then I'm going to chain Zeus again. Send everything to grave. He's going to go Melee effect. I'm actually going to strike that just to try and cut him off some resources. Main phase 2, I think he sets 1 and he passes it over to me. I guess we'll look at what this is. It's another rivalry. Okay. So he drew, for turn, he drew Rivalry and Miluseek. I'm actually going to top deck Revolt, which is super good. Because of, this game's going to go on for a little longer. I'm down on resources, and he drew 2 new cards. So I'm going to need something that's going to put me over the edge. So I go to normal summon Kuraz. I declare Kuraz. I banish 4 for cost. And then he's going to let the Veiler go, which I think is fine. So I'm going to go Kuraz direct for 12 and just set the Revolt. So here, I mean, I could have gone for like a lower a lower value play, I could have just gone for like 2, and he might not have done it because he doesn't know what my top deck is. Like if I had, but actually I don't think it mattered. I think no matter what, he was going to Valor that because I only have 2 cards in my hand, and if I normal summon Karaz, he pretty much knows that whatever I have in my hand is not going to get me into another try name, because the only extender in the deck is Karaz. So he's gonna Valor that. I'm gonna set the revolt. Pass turn, he draws, and he's gonna normal summon Miloseek, which I think is his draw for turn. Yeah, so he has 2 Miloseek. And then on summon, I'm actually going to activate Revolt, because what I don't want is him just going. He has an option here. He could attack directly, or he could just link off for Link Karibo. I don't actually know what's in his banish. We'll look at that a little later. But I don't know what's in his what he banished off of his Pot of Extravagance, so I don't want him just going Link, because I lose the opportunity to stop the search for Multi-Figure, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't have. So I go summon 4. I summon Fractal, Nerval, Borbo, and Shock. Link off all 4 for Omen, and I'm actually gonna order the chain links in a way that it plays around Bell. I'm going to go Chainlink 1 Omen, Chainlink 2 Nerval, because at this stage of the game, I don't think I really. I mean, I do care about getting the searches and kind of getting more up on advantage since I am down, but I care more about making sure this gets off the field, because the big way I lose this game is making sure that he gets to Multi-Faker. And so I decide to just Chainlink it 1 Omen, 2 Nerval. So he's going to say, okay, I'm going to get Kit, and then Omen banishes the Miloseek. My turn. I'm going to normal summon Kit, and then declare Kit effect. I'm going to banish 2 for cost this time, because I only need to. Omen's effect is, it's only when a Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster is special summoned to your field. It does not have to be itself. So I just banished 2. I'm trying to get to, I think I'm trying to summon Bear here. He lets that go. So then I'm going to declare effect, and he's going to declare Rivalry. I think he could have played this a little bit different. Honestly, would have flipped this Rivalry a little bit earlier. Probably on like the normal summon of Kit. I don't think I would have let this hit the field, because I'm actually gonna ask him in chat. I'm gonna say, do monsters with grave effects trigger offsetting with Rivalry? And he says yeah, which I'm pretty sure they actually do. I'm gonna send everything but the Omen to grave, and I'm going to just chain link. I forget what my chain links were. Oh, they were Bear 1, Kit 2. Yeah, because I really want to get to my second copy of Revolt. Again, just Revolt's the craziest trap card in the game right now, so having that rotation is really good. And then I'm actually going to get Nerval Search. So I just attack direct for 3. I set the Revolt, pass turn. He goes Marionera, summon, and then effect. So actually, can you rewind? I don't think you can on DB. But he goes normal summon, Marionera, effect. And I'm kind of thinking here, I don't think there's a really good opportunity for me to do this. I kind of want to just let Revolt go and summon another Omen, but I decide not to. I had to just hold it. I don't think this is really a good opportunity to do it, because both of these cards on field, like, there's no way of stopping this. And then this is hitting the board anyway. The only thing is that I let this normal summon go, so he actually can declare the Marionetta effect, the target Faker, which is kind of an issue. I think that was kind of a misplay. Thinking back on it, on summon, even if declaring effect to set that trap card, I could have just let the Revolt fly, and summon Omen, banish the Marionetta, so that way he can't get into his plays. So he's gonna summon the Marionetta, activate Marionetta, And then I think I have to kind of do it here because what I don't want, I mean, I don't have to do it here. I could just wait. But I decided to do it just here, just so like on a new chain link, I can kind of force something. Because I've already kind of missed the opportunity to stop all of this. So I go summon for another Omen. He's going to go ahead and he's going to think. Eventually, he's going to summon the Concurry. But because he is the turn player, he actually has to be chainlink 1 on this new chain link. So he has to go Concurry 1, target one of these 2 omens. But the thing is because of the new chain link, I haven't declared which omen is going to activate yet. So he has to choose one, and I can just kind of activate the one that he didn't choose. So I think he realizes that, and he's just going to admit defeat. Okay, so we're both done siding here, and it actually doesn't show my siding pattern here, but I decided to side out, I think it was my Gammas. It was my Gammas, the Solemn Strikes. I think it was just the Gammas and Solemn Strikes, and I sided in 3 Twin, 2 Cosmics, and I think that was actually it. So we're gonna go ahead and go next play. I think for the next replay, I'll take a screenshot of deciding. So next play, or next game 2, I open up Ash, Nerval, Imperm, Talents, Karaz, which is a decent hand. It's kind of awkward. I think always opening up these two together is really awkward. But it's fine. So he's gonna normal summon. He's gonna normal summon Mealseek, and just link off into the Majestin Moon Maiden. And then on the Mealseek, I'm gonna just declare Ash to try and cut him off from the Faker. So then he's gonna activate this Secret Village of the Spellcasters, which is super spicy. I don't think it actually matters in my case because the only spells, I think this is really a really bad like tech against Tri-Brigade. It's decent. I mean, it stops pretty much Desires if you're playing it, and Talents. But I think in my build, and I guess Tenki also, in my build, I'm only playing Talents and Tenki. I actually don't play Desires. I think a lot of games in the format are kind of grindy, with the exception of like Drytron. If you go second against Drytron, obviously it's a little bit harder. And that deck's kind of like the only like build a board deck in the format, aside from maybe like Virtual World. With that aside, all the other decks are grindy, so I actually don't play Desires because I want to keep all the names in my deck. But he's going to activate that, which doesn't hurt me too bad. So I say, okay, I draw for turn. I draw the 1 of Solemn Strike. I actually had to leave 1 in, I think, because my siding pattern was a little awkward. So I decided to just go for like a low investment play. I could have gone Karaz, pitch Nerval, but just seeing game 1, I kind of understand that I probably won't fly. But to be honest, knowing he was on Rivalry, it might have been the better choice. And we're gonna kind of just go through why. So I'm gonna summon Nerval. I'm gonna go Nerval, link off into Almirage, and then declare Nerval. I'm gonna go search. I'm gonna get kits. Then declare the effect of Karaz, pitching kit. He's then gonna flip Rivalry again. So going back to what I was talking about of why Karaz pitch Nerval would have been correct, it's not correct in the sense that if he has a hand trapped, I'm pretty much just dead in the water. But it's correct in the fact that like knowing he's on Warlord, summoning this Almirage really hurts. Like it kind of keeps me off at most like everything I'm extra except for like I think like access code. So he flips that Rivalry, which stops me in my tracks. I still get to discard the kit and go kit effect. So I just pitch Fractal, and then I go set Imperm again in the same column as the Warlords, and then I set Strike off to the right. So I just pass turn to him. He draws for turn. He's gonna set another card and just pass. So here I'm like, okay, well, he probably he's probably just dead on names. He has no way to get to his engine. I think the Ash on Muleseek really hurt. He really needed this Muleseek to resolve. So actually in my standby, he's going to pay 2,000 and activate a pointer of the Red Lotus, revealing, and he's going to reveal to me Veiler and another copy of Village. So that right there tells me that he's just like, he has 0 plays, and I think from this position I kind of have it wrapped up, because I can kind of just go like normal summon Kuraz, but he actually scoops here, and I don't know why he scooped, because even though, yeah, I had Kuraz, he could have just discarded the Kuraz, I think. What does the pointer say? It says banish 1 card from their opponent's next. Okay, so it wasn't permanent. I would have gotten this back eventually, but I think he was kind of in just a really weird position. He had no way to. He could have discarded the Kuraz, but then I would have had Twin to kind of just answer like any of the back row he was going to set. I also had it out for the Village now. And then he could have got rid of the Twin, but then I had the Kuraz to beat over this Moon Maiden. So that was that. Let me know what your takeaways from this game was. I thought it was a pretty interesting duel. I learned a lot. I think I had a few misplays. I could have played this a lot differently. And I definitely need to work on reading back row a little bit better and kind of playing around back row and having respect to what I already know in game 2. But those are my takeaways. Again, my name is Nessie. Leave a comment, a like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I will be back very soon. Thank you, and take care.